But you know what? These are the people that we can help out. But there's 81 of you. I don't know how many facilities we need. And then I talked to the Grand Chief. We don't have anything, but you know what you can do? We had our own money. So we had our own money, and we built our own in Stanley Mission to do it. And that's what the councillors here did. They went to Stanley Mission to find out what kind of building do they actually have in Stanley Mission. So they can cook neck bones, they can cook bannock, they can cook fish heads, whatever. And Montreal province to having input, because if you're dealing with the province, those provincial guidelines, you have to be very careful what you do and even how you wash your dishes and all that. So this is what we've been doing. I mean, we talked about safety yesterday. There is an RCMP building that's coming up right beside the women's shelter, and then we're working on the new school. We've been working on the new school for 5 years now, but things like this take a long time. For me, I want this, I want that, I want right now. It doesn't work like that. There's a process. There's a process for everything. And so I'm very grateful. I want you guys to give a hand to Carol and Troy and Janelle for making this dream come true.
Thank you, Chief, for your comments there. I know it is 11:05. Your bus is waiting for everyone here, the ones that are going. There is snacks in the back. We just need some direction here. There is 5 locations instead of 4 now. So I was talking with the team here. We're asking for what recommendation, a vote. Kind of put your hand up just to see what the majority is for the locations here. First one would be can you point, Carol?
Which one?
Lizzie's, I think we talked about. Down the hill, Lizzie's, beside Maggie's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
5, 6.
I think it's 7. By Verna Mary's. Verna Mary's, going once, going twice, no. Fish camp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, you can't use 2 hands. 11, 12. Henry. I think that's 13. 13 for the fish camp. 14. Where's the other location? Beside the shelter, RCMP detachment on the Highway 969. Any votes on that? Once, twice? No? Oh wait, and then McLean's area, the Hudson store, I believe?
It's not feasible.
It's not.
Don't bother with that.
Okay, that's.
What would happen?
Okay, so recommendations on fish camp? That sounds good. Okay, and then we're gonna go meet with the elders, I believe, on November 13th, the ones that aren't able to be here, and we're gonna do the same thing and get their input, so we have everyone's input, and then we'll get the numbers going, we'll get the drawings and everything like that. We're gonna start as soon as possible. We're gonna do our very best to get this going as soon as possible, and we have a team on it. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, they gotta get going, eh?
Yeah, they.
We didn't get no input on what they wanted.
12-bed facility, good? Good? You guys want a washer and dryer would be for sure in there. What about shared bathrooms or personal bathrooms? Okay. Yeah. Meeting room, library room, activity room. I guess that's what it is. Yeah. Bingo hall. Yeah. activity room. Nice big high industrial kitchen. I like the one in Stanley Mission. They had about 4 freezers full of moose meat, elk meat, and all that. So when your hunters go out, they can come and donate some, and then you can. Oh, a sauna. A little over budget there. So a storage room for cultural food. Okay. A nice big deck. Okay.
There's gonna be one kitchen. If there's gonna be one kitchen, that means that there's gonna be somebody there, like a buffet thing, like a cook. Is that how that's gonna be organized?
Yeah. Well, the nurses there will help cook, and if I know grandparents, they love to cook themselves, right? Like some flour soup, some neck bones. I'm sure there'll be a couple fridges, a couple stoves, cupboards, everything in there. So that's what it was. Not just gonna be one kitchen everyone's sharing, or one little stove everyone's gonna be sharing. It's gonna be 2, 3, maybe 4 even stoves there. So since then. You need the mic? Oh no, go ahead.
If it's going to be down at the fish camp, how about the infrastructure, like water line, sewer line, stuff like that?
Yeah, we thought about that because it's so close to the MLDC up there, that area, that does have running water. We can run a line through there. A septic might be a tank. It just depends what the gravity flow is there. And we are even thinking a nice big parking lot, even fenced off area. So. Good. Is there any recommendations for the building? Any more? Security? Well, there'll be a nurse there, right? No, security. Okay, yeah, security. Yeah, that's actually one thing we didn't talk about, so that's why we have these. So, thank you. One more.
How about for wind break? Wind break for the building. There's always a northwest wind and it's always strong. And that's right in the open.
I was just asking about a windbreak. Like there's always a northwest wind and it's very strong from the northwest, and that's right in the open there. Is there any way that you get a windbreak there in front of the house or anything?
Like leave most of the trees there? Yeah. As Frank was saying, that it's kind of wet in front. We haven't got that far yet. So now we have a location. Now we can do more testing, drill holes, and there might be screw piling in there for the buildings themselves. But even though we can leave a bunch of trees along the edges there as well for a windbreak as well. So, and we can always make a path to the lake. So a nice, good gravel path. So. Any more? All good? I know the bus is waiting here.
Is there going to be a cabin stop?
Well, that's your guys'.
We want a cabin stop.
Can you pull up that cabin just real quick? Cabin feel? Inside? See, we would like the cabin feel outside. Nothing like brick, steel, and gray, right? It's like nice, make it nice and homey in there. So it's supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be enjoyable. So, okay. Oh, thank you everyone. Oh, thank you everyone for your input. We'll talk to the elders on the 13th of November again and get more input, and then we'll start working on it. Thank you.
Just a quick reminder also to those that are going to the mountains, please don't forget your jackets.
Oh, sorry, I did mention earlier in Little Red, our plan was there's a 5-plex there, a 4-plex there. It's not feasible to renovate that and make it an elder center. We're planning to build a brand new 6-plex in Little Red. So, but we haven't got those blueprints yet. We haven't got the locations yet. We're still working on those ones. So We're working on both communities. I just thought I'd mention that. Thank you.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you, everyone. Have a safe trip. And before we leave, we would like to greet Henry here. A happy birthday, Henry.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Henry. Happy birthday to you.
My late mom was Gladys Sept, and been coming back to Montreal Lake since I was 17 years old. Started off in foster care, and then I was eventually adopted, but then somehow I made my way back down the winding roads to Montreal Lake, and I've been going back ever since. So some friends were talking, and they said that, you mean all you folks were coming to town, and then we were going to do a tour of the school, and we're going to look at one of the schools here in Enoch, but there's some things going on at the school, and I said, well, maybe we could do something different. I could think about education and dream a little bit and imagine a little bit with you, and then bring one of my former students and an amazing educator, an artist, and someone who's got her language and just a beautiful person. My friend Tammy Lamouche, who's in one of my classes. I'm a professor at the University of Alberta, and that's where I first met Tammy, in my class at the university. And she's been doing amazing things all over the place you'll hear about. And she's a teacher, one unbelievable artist, unbelievable educator, and I think I wanted to bring her here because I wanted to think about the many ways I hope the kids from Montreal Lake get to be educated. Those ones that are there, your grandkids, and those kids that aren't there yet, they're going to come home at some point in their life. I mean, I want a school, an education system where language and kind people like Tammy can come out of that school system and excel in life. I don't get to see Tammy for a while. I just randomly texted her. The last time I seen her was this summer. I paid a surprise visit because she was in New York performing off Broadway in New York. So I surprised her and her crewmates there, her castmates there in New York, and I was in the Big Apple. A guy from Montreal Lake running around New York City, that's a bad idea. Got myself in a lot of problems. But Tammy, these are my relations, our ancestors, our elders from Montreal Lake Cree Nation and Little Red, and I can't wait for you to get to meet them, and thank you for today. And we have a small crew, but we have the most important people here right now. So let's share a little bit and have a little bit of fun. And thank you, and it's good to be back home in a different way. Yeah, welcome Tammy.
Hello, Kanse, Kakiawag. I just want to give my thanks to Sean. You know, everybody calls him Lessard by his last name. When I first met Lessard, I was at the U of A, and you know, I moved back from my community. I'm from northern Alberta, Gift Lake also, and my mom's from the Gift Lake Métis settlement, and my dad is from Atikamekw, so I'm a band member in Atikamekw, which is 5 minutes apart. So a lot of us are always a little mix of Métis and Cree and First Nations, but you know what I love about my community is that a lot of us still speak fluent Cree, and that's something I was always thankful for. And I moved from there and I came to the U of A about 2015, 2016, where I graduated high school, and I just remember being in this big university, in this big space, and I felt like it was overwhelming, and I missed home. I missed being around my family, the language, the food, And it was something I had to get used to and push myself. And I just remember Hussard's class was, it made me feel like at home, and I was able to just excel. It was first class I think I did really well in, and I think I realized that when you connect with your own people, and you know, you feel that support and encouragement. So I just wanted to share that Dansek, Yawat, Kami Ray, Nichigason, Whitefish Lake First Nation, and Wagif Lake, Ojinia. I am from Treaty 8. We do speak Cree, but we also speak the Y dialect. I know Montreal Lake speaks TH, so there's some similarities. Nihiawian, Maga Muimstahe, Gich, Upsis, Maga, Nstohdan. I understand Cree, and something that I'm learning, and I found some really cool ways to incorporate Cree language into music, and that's something I was able to do. So I remember I was on my last day of my practicum, and I was teaching on the north side or south side of Edmonton, and I got a call from Sean, and he said, "When are you done your practicum?" And I said, "No, this is my last week." He's like, "Well, Enoch has an opportunity for you," and that's kind of where I got my foot in the door, being a teacher. So I remember getting introduced to the Arts Academy at Enoch School, Muskegsik, they called the school, and I didn't feel like I had the background to teach fine arts, but it's something that I wanted to step into. I'm a singer-songwriter. I grew up singing, and to have that opportunity, I thought, okay, well, let's do it, you know. I didn't go to school to be a music teacher, but, you know, let's give it a try. And I remember my first year teaching in Enoch, and Sean and our admin, they were always so supportive of what we wanted to do, and that was always incorporating the language into the arts. And that was, I spent 3 full years teaching there, and I realized that, you know, that a lot of the passion I had was taking me out of the classroom. So now I get to work with different communities and create resources with language, which I'm really excited to share with you all. But I I always think it's important to, you know, share where you're from and your roots, and where I was able to learn the language. So I always start by talking about Nigek, my home, and sharing, you know, that the foundation of what helped build my knowledge. And that's my kukum, my musum, my late kukum Rose, and my late musum Raymond. You know, I spent a lot of time growing up with them, and for a big part of my childhood, I lived with them. My parents moved away, and I wanted to stay in community. And I was young. I was only 6 years old, and I lived with them till I was 12. And throughout that time, I learned so much, and that's where I learned a lot of the language. And we spent a lot of time at the cabin too. You know, my musum was a trapper. He was a hunter, and different seasons we would spend there. At times I spent more time at the cabin than school. And I remember, you know, having to be held back a grade because I missed so much school, but I was getting a different type of education. And that's something I'll always be thankful for. You know, like, one thing I learned from my kukum was how to make pansawan. We call it pansawan, dry meat. And that's also a skill in itself, because that's something that, you know, I'm still learning. Trying not to put too many cuts when you're making your dry meat. And tanning hides, and, you know, berry picking, different seasons. Ours were the blueberries. So yeah, that's something I always love sharing when I talk about the language and where I was able to learn. And one thing I'm thankful for is my parents. They still speak fluent Cree, and you know, it's nice to still be around that, but it's something that I know I have to step into as well. I want to share this video.
If you want that up, Jesse, you know, makes it I'm proud. No, di ba? Kami lubos. I'm glad I'm still here wanting to see you. So proud of me. All my grandchildren.
Oh me, that was the last year we had my kukum, and I had got this grant to make my first music video, and this was the intro to it. So now that I have this with me, I always, you know, I always share that, and that's something I can always have of my late kukum, who was like a mom to me. And you know, I know she's always proud of her new simsak, and I just wanted to share that. And we got to film by the lake where she lives, and we even shot in Banff, so she got to come to the mountains, and she got to go up the gondola and just, you know, get to just have a trip. And that was her last trip before she had passed. So yeah, grandparents are so important. I always tell, you know, youth that it's important to spend time with your chapanak, your kukums, your musums. So this is kind of, I just want to share the work that I've also been able to do, which is language revitalization through the arts. So mainly through music, but this was the first year. This was when we were in Enoch, and we got to do our first ever production, and it was a musical, and it was called The Nietzsche Who Stole Christmas. You know, the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, but we changed it to the Nietzsche, and we made it, we indigenized it, and we put in our Cree humor, and you know, the kids loved it. They got to learn lines. They would stay back after school to go over their scripts, and it was incredible. When you give students the space to express themselves, they do it even when they're quiet and they're shy. Like, you'll be amazed at how many, you know, students are talented and really love the arts. So this was our first production, and I love sharing these pictures. That's one thing I miss of teaching in the classroom. And I wanted to share this as well, and also all of you guys will be going home with one as well. But this is a great sing-along book. I was able to use nursery rhymes and sing them in Cree. So there were 5 of them. And this was Nix na Mahatuin, so, you know, to teach, to learn. And this was something that I was like I was excited to work on, and it's a resource I got to just develop with a great team. But in it they have different activities, you know, match the Cree word. So there's different songs, and this one I want to share with you. It's head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but in Cree. Sorry. Chingwana, egg, what is it, dansa? was. They loved it, and I just wanted to share that these songs were songs that I was able to record in the studio, but I worked alongside a Takaku Nation, and I brought my team, and Aisha is an amazing animator, and we got to work on 5 different songs with the reserve and turn them into animations. So if you want to check it out, it's on, you could search up Ataka Education, and on this YouTube page, you'll see all the different videos that we worked on. So there's Wheels on the Bus. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. And then we worked on some really cool videos for the school as well, just to showcase what they're doing for Lion language and culture. But yeah, I just wanted to, these are kind of the resources I get to work with different communities. So if I was able to share that with kids, they'd be able to pick it up fairly quickly because it uses a lot of repetition. And when we worked with the early years at the school, they were able to pick it up. And then you can teach them, what's your mistagon? And then they can point to their head. So using action words. And I mean, also one of the things I was really thankful for was being able to pursue my artistry as a singer and performer. And I now get to tour with this musical, this all-Indigenous musical all across Turtle Island. And when I said I was going to do that, I knew I had to make a decision, and that was to leave teaching in the classroom. So, but I'm thankful that I get to perform, and I get to also go to different communities and work on language resources. But I play, if you watch the 70s classic Grease with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, you'll probably remember the character Rizzo. She's that mean girl that's always causing a ruckus. And that's who I play. We call her Rezo in Bear Grease the musical. And it's been quite the amazing experience. We got to travel all across the United States and Canada. We're actually leaving this Saturday, and we're going to the Maritimes, and our first stop is Halifax. And that's something I'm really excited to experience, and I think once we hit the Maritimes, all we have is the north, and we haven't hit like Nunavut or those communities just yet, but once we do, then we've been all over. We've been across Canada. And it's awesome. It's awesome to be able to travel to different communities, fly in communities, and that's my favorite. And then the big cities. We lived in New York this past summer, and I lived and I traveled to the theater every morning. We lived outside of Manhattan, so the main city. We got to live in Queens, New York, and it was quite the experience. New York in the summer, if you ever want to travel there, just a heads up, it gets really hot, and it's quite the city to experience, but it's also, there's like a different side to New York too. It kind of smells, you smell all the different foods, and there's so many people, like it's crazy how there's millions of people in a small little space. But I got to experience that and got to perform in a theater off Broadway. That was pretty cool. And yeah, and now I get to come on our off time, I get to come and speak to different communities or places such as this and share. But yeah, I'd love to share a little promo video with you guys and kind of give you a look into what we do in the show.
Put your head on my shoulder, hold me in your arms, baby. Squeeze me oh so tight, show me that you love me too.
That's our merch. We have hot sauces, even Auntie's candies. This is my favorite part is after a show we get to meet everybody that came to watch and take pictures of them.
Put your lips next to mine, dear. Won't you kiss me once, baby?
And what I love about, the cast is they're all from different parts of Turtle Island. Like we have one that just joined. He used to be part of the Jabberwockies, and they had a Las Vegas residency. And he is Dene. And we have our Navajo brothers from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then you have treaty-ators like me and Nippy, my good friend. I call her my sis, Nippy Esquil. She's also part of the cast, and she's from Treaty 8. She's from Beaver First Nation, which is like close to Fort Vermilion, that northern part of Alberta. And then Melody MacArthur, who plays Sandy, and she's from Big Stone Cree Nation. And then we have Bryce, who plays Danny. The Danny, John Travolta, he plays, Bryce Moore, and he's from Enoch. So it's nice to have everybody from different territories, and we're not all Cree, so it's nice to share that space and bring our different backgrounds, teachings, and that's what I love about being in this cast. But yeah, that's Bear Grease. We're actually going to be in Winnipeg right away. I think that's our first stop before we go to the Maritimes. And we also love being in Winnipeg. We know there's lots of Nietzsche's there. We've performed at the Broadway Theater in Saskatoon. So I think they're working on something to bring us to close to your community, I believe. So hopefully, because we always love, our favorite thing is performing for elders, because we love honoring our elders in everything that we do. And we talk about how the 50s and 60s were such a it was a tough time around that time, with the residential schools, the 60s scoop, and not everybody could dance around like John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, and we just want to bring that. So we all dress up in 50s and 60s we wear poodle skirts, the leather jackets, and but we indigenize it, so we put ribbons on our poodle skirts. It's a lot of fun, but we always think of our elders. I'd love to share a song with you guys. This song is a song that I sing in part of the show, and it's, you know, it's important that we get to share the language, and it meant a lot to be in New York. You know, you're in the Mecca of theater. Your Broadway was just 2 minutes down the same street, and to be able to sing on that stage and sing in Cree, you know, it's something I felt really proud of. And you know, I remember our last show, I got emotional. You know, we got to perform over 40 shows, 5 shows a week, and it was awesome. People came, lots of Muniawa came, people from all over the world came, and they got to hear Ni Here We Win. And that's something that meant a lot. Even Bryce Morin sings a round dance song, and they got to come and hear the drum. So I just want to share this song, and thank you for listening to my story. And you know, I love our Ni Here We Win language, and I'm just, I consider myself a Cree language learner, and I feel really honored to be able to be speaking in front of you all today, especially our elders. So, Ninaskomon Kakiao, this is a song called Lichihin. Thank you. just want to acknowledge Sylvie Weenie. She actually translated that song, and it all started at Enoch School. I just remember, we were getting ready for our spring concert, and I love Motown. Motown music is something I grew up listening to. Like, I loved Etta James, Benny King, and those were singers I felt like sang with a lot of soul. And I was excited, and I said, well, how about Stand By Me? It's easy for kids to learn. It's the same. It has that. It's repetitive, and the melody, it's the same all throughout. And the grade 4 students, they came in and we taught them. And Sylvie actually, she translated that song overnight. And we didn't think it would, become this big, but it stirred something in me, and it inspired me to continue, to continue sharing our language and doing it through singing, through song. And I just remember, I'll always remember those grade 4 students that learned that song and they got to perform it for the elders in Enoch, and how much pride they had. And that's something that I'll always remember. And it's also such an honor to be able to, perform in front of elders and to sing and to share. And I'm thankful that, we have our elders here with us who are knowledge keepers. They carry the language. And I always tell our little Skyak, the youth, that, it's important to go spend time with Musum Kukum or your Chapans and learn from them. So, yeah, thank you so much. It was an honor. Sean's gonna give everybody $20 to go throw on that machine. Just kidding.
Isn't she wonderful? Yeah. Just wanted to bring that to you, that her gifts to you. You deserve that, and I know you're imagining bringing kids home in all the different ways. That's the kind of school system I'm dreaming about these days. So thanks a lot for coming today. Tammy, thank you so much. And it's good to see everybody, and class dismissed. Come say hi to Tammy. Yeah.
Tanda to man the horse team sige yan sige.
Tanda det tingin mo sumpan kasi yan po yay to tayo.
Yeah.
Kasi no may naman nakakita ko tayo from Alberta ni isang matsayo.
Yeah.
May chito ganyan.
Ayamin aya panagot sige. Absalom. Ego mena Mr. Demogia. Nigiskis na ya. My Uncle Johnny. We saw a trap line there. In the back here, we see from Borsia trap line there. Yeah. Kan sama kayas mana at the beach mana. Ikut mana micit kita kiwi go. Awin nigan nige kon nige. Agis kiti tin nila ya. Nogo ma Fanny Roberts.
Yeah.
Awin nige mina.
I don't know.
Aya, chihu ito pagagam.
Huh?
Chihu ito.
Yeah. Politik juga cuma lain naman yang mana istorya ya.
Yeah.
He won his wife.
Iko ma
time ago.
Aya maga Waskis River mani tiya wana ni machino kita Allenburg ag hit. Wa wist ya.
Okay, ya gomena ya.
Umuso matya na gatsu ko ma.
Umuso
ma. Oh.
Paus kagi ya.
Oh no mam ni kagi wiget.
All ni wedo ni ki wa kuma chike ko sino. Ito bitaw ya to chiyo. Kiswa to mother ni wa kuma chike. Wa kuma chike sino.
Casino.
Yeah.
Oh ni mami na Waskis River kagi wiget sig.
Nora pelo da gitna. Iba ya dito bitaw ya is mom. Thì yêu cái áo suốt chỉ gạo. Michi so nè. Alle pati naman na napiswi alle pati.
Ui he ha ha.
Ya ko man ay sit man ni tao na.
Okay.
Kita ni ke.
Ayamagaya. Aya waska shruv to te all my clean ti kutama chim te gaya sa store man ni ya. Aya mon McLean store mo na ya. Mo McLean's.
Yeah.
Gati Hudson Bay.
All McLean's.
All McLean's.
Yeah.
Is that why it's called All McLean's?
Kami Hudson Bay man na that store.
Yeah.
Yeah, oi na.
Ayamagaya. All McLean's. Awina ni agi tipiti ta mo ni out ne. Sawmill ya.
Thì mới đổ tốn.
Yeah. Ayamagaya. Sawmill den taga do we skurk man ngi michit to ga. My mom and ngi yet to skid. My mom go Sally go ya. Sally Simpson mama Sally go to me na Caroline Halkett mini go Caroline Halkett sa Auntie Jeannie Kennedy.
Jean Kennedy, yeah.
Give me to ngi skurk man ngi yet to skid. How come?
Yeah, some woman na mo si Jimmy Sita, ching man nag-iisiyay sa
Yeah, masi.
Yeah, na-tamo siya mag-iwalde.
Oh.
Pays $5 kita giti ko buhay no sampo eh. At minigo isi.
Yeah.
At piso po sa ko sampo eh.
Okay.
Tala to ti magat. Minigo no nit taga nagipito ka tat minigo. Alam no sana pa migit man eh. Nagipito ka tat minigo. No mo siya pa na.
Yeah. Oh.
Kaya ano maya. Poppy for the mama. Papa pa na. Papa no. Iya kispini gaya ngon siya tadi meniglo kasi mo ay dili tamban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ja, michit na getos ke sawmill en man det jag mor som Mr. Sawmill ja. Sawdust palma na kaya ya. Ay timi na was kis river got to sawdust pali ya. Mr. School man ko sige it. So igutam namin na sawmill ya was kis river right in the middle of that.
Good one. Oh my bird. Okay, michit so ni ko tagawi yun. Kasi po ni tigis yan mo naman ang kaya si Mary kasan pa naman namusong ng Mr. Kumali pa may nga namusong ng talaga may teacher tayo Mr. kasan pa ngayon.
Yeah.
He was to be my teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What grade is that? Grade 1?
Oh, what grade together?
What grade ka gigisit tayo?
9 time. Yeah.
Oh.
1950 namusong ba nila sa market?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kasi mo anigin mo sa platform. Ano tayo naging mami tawag niya. Chachi mi magaling mo.
Giskid ba yung pay matsawit man na chachi mi apo man naga kan tawag mi haya man naga papisis man naga pas aya. Precis då var skoja som han är för meister och ni hugo ja
Pagkatapos na kami naman ang gusto tumoy, mag-iwita ko. Iwiti ko at away ko eh.
Oh,
Tugo ko mag-ipo 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Ano siya?
Ikuit hiwita mo ko tayo kita ya gano sa kikayas manaya. Kati kita awek manaya. Awek maniga kapi giwit kat sawas mesimak manigi awes mana mom sige pamit tipu is puit manigi tipu is mama mani tigi tipu kas kami na sala tigi bitawa ya kami na ya sali kita managi ko ya Caroline ya wis pi bota tiga sawas sa ta pigi wit hiwita mo ga ngota kikisit hiwita mo ya gue sama nih kiso pergi ya enggak tapi nani pati ya gak apa gotchi sak mina tata gusta ya go ayam enggak ya kispena ya get beskaga ya atigi ya ya pochito po ya atigi ya gak apa gotchi sak sikit kunan ayam enggak tati pagus tegani
Mas gusto ko ni pa niya sa sto kita gicha. Higipiti na ya go. Higipita ma go enkista.
Mas
na.
kami tenunan kagi manis tigis kaya ne.
Agad mana Northern Lights ka. Ay Northern Lights at chipay ka pinat ko. Ya go hikis niya.
Pala ya tidak kemana gitu sih ya nih ya.
Iya. Dan semaga kagi piso pegin kita. Kagi piso pegin dan sige.
Tapi kan ini nunggu pani kono busung pani kiwi saya mau sebenarnya kalau sebenarnya solo itu sebenarnya solo macam ni jadi mago kawan yang bawa mai dia kan betul saya tegi mana itu nunggu pani boleh betul sih mana itu ini kami orang ya ini saus itu macam ni jadi Sipito. Kami naman nagkachimilyo, mga ka-church. Tiwan niya ba tayo? RP o, manita mo. Muna ko tayo tapi, no, taas ka na lagi.
RP ka, wala. Oh, ito yung matsats. Yung matsay.
Sabi siya yun, ano siya ko to, Pita mo na short word ni Tagi ko tumaran sila na.
Aha.
Mas ko ko to.
Makita mo na Little Red ipitaman, Little Red. Little Red may ipitaman ni Higosita. Kami gusto ko timi na church ito ski di matsay. Yeah.
Kasi well, may take to the poor country church wordens. Hardly the body much of a chiwi. Aha. Kung kaya sindi kaya Sydney na eh. At ito sit. Ito naman ang Wesley. Taga-huwi binili, mga net na napasi si Sydney naman. Yeah.
You mustn't be some miskana Conrad. You mustn't be some misk.
Ayo. Conditioner sana may tuta ko.
Oh, air conditioner.
More na merit.
Yeah.
Ito may tuta lang natin. Bay ka sige pa ka ni may.
Yeah.
Tapos yung Monday morning, sige pita ko siya ya may.
Oh, yeah. Ano si sana? Ay Sama.
Bitaw.
Sama.
Iya, surat ko ang bignan. Hagi min. Ikaw
Conrad.
take me in the morning to the meeting.
Yeah, ama.
And put magi. Tinigin mo wapit ano.
Yeah.